Hello, everyone, and welcome to PvP Live's 5th Friday Night Face-Off, where we have another WLS facing Melee Cleave. I'm your host, Jason, along with Davis, and our commentators, Wes and Riles, and of course, our giveaway master, content producer, and my personal BlizzCon roommate, Aridin. Davis, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here in your home, which is the Friday Night Face Off. I'm normally with you on the podcast, but this is
Right.
me in your house. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm excited to have you, man. This is our last one before after BlizzCon, so this is going to be a pretty big one. Wes, how are you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing great actually. I'm really excited for these games because they're looking good, and hoping to get some good commentary and exciting games in.
Excellent. Riles, how you doing, buddy?
I'm fine. Hoping we're gonna have some great matches. Been looking forward to this.
And of course, going over to Aridin, our giveaway master today. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Looking forward to giving away these BlizzCon virtual tickets.
Yeah, we're going to be giving away 2 virtual BlizzCon tickets throughout the tournament today. The first giveaway question is going to be coming up very shortly. But tonight, our teams are Q Kappas with Boetar, Swapxy, Summi against last week's winners, Rest and Protein with Pyrocta, Gizmo, and Megâ. So last week, Rest and Protein faced a Kitty Cleave and won. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to actually do this match. And something else that I have to point out is basically 66% of Team Q Kappas is competing at BlizzCon this year. And many of the players also played in the final round of Arena League tournament. So let's actually just jump right into talking about the strengths and weaknesses of each comp. Starting with you, Davis, what do you think? Who's got the upper hand in today's tournament?
well, last week everyone was favoring the Cleave over the WLS, and I think this week people are going to think the same. I mean, this is certainly not an easy Cleave to face. Boetar and Swapxy play together all the time. If there's anyone that can cleave together, it's probably Boetar and Swapxy. So this is going to be really interesting to see. But I'm still liking the WLS. I really do like WLS because maybe just because I prefer that meta, the melee caster healer. But I'm excited to see how it goes, regardless of who wins, because both teams are good.
Yeah.
Good.
These are actually 2 really excellent teams. Before we get over to Wes and Riles, I actually want to go over to Aridin to start the first giveaway of a virtual BlizzCon ticket. Over to you, Danny.
All right, guys. So to give away our first virtual ticket for BlizzCon, I need you guys to enter to win. Type in chat the answer to this question, which is, what class is Davis, our commentator, most known for playing? He's got one specific main he's known pretty well for playing. Type it in chat what that class is, and that will enter you to win a virtual ticket for BlizzCon. A few things to note. It is case sensitive. It's one word, and you have to be following us to win. So get your answers in, and we will be giving away that virtual ticket shortly.
I already see one correct answer so far. This should be, if you guys have watched any of our podcasts, I pretty much rip on Davis every single podcast for his main that he is horrible at playing. Let's get over to Wes. Let's get over to Wes right now. I want to talk about the comps in the matchups. Who do you think has an advantage, or do you think they're pretty evenly matched today?
I think the Turbo Cleave with Swapxy and Boetar actually has an advantage because being a melee cleave, and it's actually a really strong melee cleave in this patch against WLS, where they could just sit on the warlock and get a lot of pressure going. I think they have the upper hand, but we saw last week that the WLS faced against the melee cleave and they managed to win, so perhaps they can do something surprising.
Right. Something we were talking about earlier, too, is Boetar and Swapxy is known for playing multiple classes and specs at high level. It's kind of it's not unheard of, but, a lot of top players generally stick with one class per season at least. Do you think that's going to give them an advantage, Wes?
Can you rephrase once more?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Boetar and Swapxy, they're known for playing multiple classes and specs at high levels. And basically, a lot of top-end players generally stick with one class per season. And obviously, sometimes that changes. But do you think that's going to give their team possibly a slight advantage?
I think that playing multiple classes and being able to play them well is actually a really good advantage because you get so much more insight into the game and how it works overall. So you have much more knowledge about what the enemy comps are going to do to try and win against your comp. So you have this advantage in terms of knowledge, which the other team doesn't really have because they don't play every single class, so to speak.
Right. Riles, going over to you, I know you've played before with Swapxy and Boetar. What do you think is going to happen this matchup? Is this pretty evenly based, or do you think someone has an advantage today?
I think Boetar and Swapxy has a little advantage because actually they played that comp before in a tournament and they came pretty far. They played with Atlas, if I remember correctly. And I think they, like, when they were in group stages, they won every round. They were the only team to like have 100% win ratio in group stages. So they're pretty coordinated. They're pretty good at every factor. Like there was no holes back then in their cleave comp. Boetar and Swapxy, they played Warrior, they played the Announcement Shamana, and they had a Holy Pally as a third wheel. As I said, I mean, Boetar and Swapxy are the ones that can pick up a third and has a third wheel, and I mean, they have perfect synergy, so it's gonna be hard for Resting Protein, but they proved us yesterday that they can do it, so maybe they can today as well.
What do you think the pace of these matches are going to be today? You know, generally on the first basically or the last
extremely
couple,
fast, extremely fast.
Yeah. Pretty much all the matches we've seen in Friday Night Face-Offs have gone very high paced, very fast action. So it'll be fun to see what's going to happen. Like I said in the very introduction, I kind of want to talk about what we think, Boetar and Swapxy are going to be playing at BlizzCon, because obviously Boetar is not going to be playing an Arms Warrior, but Swapxy could be playing an Enhancement or Elemental Shaman. So going up to you, Davis, what do you think we have in store to see in the actual tournament at BlizzCon?
Well, I mean, at BlizzCon, Boetar, who is playing Warrior today, is most likely going to be playing a healer, and that means that we can't read too much into anything that happens today. But of course, we can, take examples of maybe, we'll figure out that they really like to eat warlocks or something like that, But apart from that, there's not too much we're going to learn from their in terms of their BlizzCon performance. But they're definitely going to put in something interesting, because they're, they've been to multiple BlizzCons and played with each other all the time. So this is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's always interesting to have two, and I believe I could be wrong on this, but I believe Boetar and Swapxy are real life friends, and that's actually an interesting point to bring up, how that could actually help the synergy between two mates, especially at high levels of competition like this. Wes, going down to you, like we were saying before, Boetar and Swapxy are going to be playing at BlizzCon. So what exactly do you think that we should expect to see out of the BlizzCon tournament when they're playing?
Mainly a lot of synergy between Boetar and Swapxy, actually, because they always play together, like Raul's already stated, and so they can play really well together. They can pick any third player, they can play, and they just play a lot of games with them, get the synergy going, and then you have this really good team play, and that's, I think, what really sets Swapxy and Boetar aside from everyone else. They have this really great team play every single time.
Riles, going to you, like I said, you've played with Swapxy and Boetar before, and you're the one that's actually told me that they're real life friends. Do you think that actually helps their synergy while they're playing at this high level of competition?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're kind of in real life friends since they've been playing together, and they're both Germans, everything like that. They've met each other a couple of times, I mean, over LAN events and stuff like that. But also, like, they have been playing with Blockstack a while as well, and Blockstack was like one of the guys I played the most with actually last season, during the early last season, and like he's a guy that looks for every single small mistake. He's the most annoying guy to play with sometimes. Since literally just looks for every single mistake you do in a match, and he points it out. Like, it's a little bit annoying, but I mean, it's good for these tournaments. So like, Boetar and Swapxy, they picked up the right guy once again since they did it last year. I mean, they realized like Blockstack is also an amazing player. So I mean, we don't have the full roster of Acute Cap as they are known for as Bleach Bones when they're going into the team. So yeah, but I mean, we're about to go into the match, so we'll see.
Yeah, excellent. Just again, too, Danny, before we go into this first match, do you want to ask the question again for the virtual BlizzCon ticket?
Sure. To enter to win this virtual BlizzCon ticket, guys, I just need you to answer the following in chat. What class is Davis, our commentator, commentator, or host rather, most known for playing? It's one word, it's case sensitive, and you must be following to win. Get those answers in, guys.
It's a melee class, by the way. Just a quick note on that. Okay, so right now we are going to be heading over to Wes and Riles to begin the very first match between Q Kappas and Rest in Protein.
So yeah, we're about to go into the first match here, and it's gonna be Boetar and Swapxy Summi. I'm really interested to see actually what they're gonna do, who they're gonna pick. I mean, are they gonna tell the Shaman or are they gonna go on the Warlock? I want to see also some flashy plays from Summi, since we saw actually some real amazing plays from Holy Paladin last Friday night face-off, and they are gonna be looking to go in here.
I think they didn't get your countdown, Rouse.
And I think we messed up the countdown, so we're gonna have to do it once again.
Alright, just no worries, guys. We'll get it in the second time, real soon. There's no delay. We'll do it real soon. Just need to get it going.
Oh, they're leaving.
They left. Okay. Okay.
We need to restart it. Apparently, there was some technical or some difficulties, so we're just gonna have to restart. So for the delays, guys.
Oh, sorry about that delay, guys. We're still kind of working out some bugs. While we're waiting here, I just want to remind everyone to go to pvp-live.com, bookmark our website, head over to Twitter, follow us all on Twitter with our Twitter handles right down here somewhere, and make sure to follow us here on Twitch. And again, you have to be following us on Twitch to be eligible to win the virtual BlizzCon ticket today. So basically, let's kind of get into, while we're setting up here, this should only take, I'm guessing, a few minutes here, not even. Let's talk about comp breakdowns, basically, just a little bit more. Davis, going over to you. Let's start with Q Kappa's Arms Warrior, Enhancement Shaman, and Holy Paladin. What do we think the strengths and weaknesses are of this comp?
Well, I mean, really, the strengths are they can blow up just about anything. So they are going to be trying to blow up probably the Shaman, maybe the Warlock. Though I think they can, I mean, they have the capability to really push out damage that can kill anyone on the opposite team. To begin with, I think they're probably just going to go for the Shaman because that's what cleaves do. And so I think I've been looking at the way they're gemming and stuff, and I think they really just rely on blowing someone up in their cooldowns. So we need to look for that LE one shot, or rather enhancement one shot.
Right.
But yeah, it should be interesting to see.
Oh, good.
No, not at all.
I was just gonna move on to ask you about Rest in Protein. We have an Arms Warrior, Restoration Shaman, and Affliction Warlock. Strengths and weaknesses of this comp.
I mean, certainly one of the strongest comps this season. The pressure they can put out is crazy. They do have some problems with the fact that it's a warrior and a shaman that they're facing, so fears are going to be difficult to get off. That Warlock isn't going to have fun peeling either himself or his shaman. But they are playing with a Paladin healer, and Paladin healers can be quite prone to being feared, so it'll be interesting to see how many fears exactly the Warlock can get off. And I think that will be the match decider, is how many fears they can make stick. If the cleave get time to connect to something, it's not going to look good for that target.
Wes, going over to you, just kind of the same question that I asked Davis here, kind of the strengths and weaknesses of Q Kappa's Arms Warrior, Enhancement Shaman, and Holy Paladin.
Sorry, can you rephrase? I had a little break up there.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. Just kind of the same question that I asked Davis, kind of, a little more comprehensive breakdown, strengths and weaknesses of Q Kappa's. Actually, I'm sorry. We are going back to the first match right now, where we will head back over to Wes and Riles in game.
So once again, we're back. Hopefully there's not going to be any difficulties this time. I'm excited to see what this team is gonna do. Since we actually seen Resident Protein play against a Cleave team, I'm just wondering how they're gonna handle this caliber of a Cleave team. I mean, we saw one of the best Russian Cleave teams. Now we're gonna see one of the best EU Cleave teams, and they are gonna charge in. Gonna connect into the Volok here. This gonna Shockwave only land on Megâ. He's gonna be a Shockwave. There's gonna be a Hand of Justice into Pyrocta. He's gonna be stuck in that. And there's gonna be a full Hex into Gizmo, actually. Real nice one from Swapxy. But there's also gonna be peels for on Swapxy and Boetar. So they're gonna deny a lot of the pressure here. But there's a lot of pressure coming into Megâ. He's gonna drop rapidly low. Pyro is propping his Reckless, is trying to counter pressure here, but also Boetar and Swapxy have used some offensive cooldowns there. Both are taking a lot of pressure here. He's on 170k HP, 150k HP. He might actually start to have used some of his defensive cooldowns here.
Yeah, we saw Boetar actually use his parry defense already. Both Swapxy and Boetar are both in full Shockwave. They're both dropping low to this WLS pressure. Summi's having a hard time keeping up without using his cooldowns. Boetar's dropping danger low. He uses his shield wall. He looks to be fine for now, but Swapxy is still at 130k HP. Solo, he gets the Hand of Salvation actually from the Paladin. It's a dot reduction, but Megâ is going to be in a Stormbolt with a Hex or Gizmo trying to get some pressure going. Megâ doesn't have any health cooldowns anymore to notice. Swapxy in a full Megâ is dropping half HP with Demon Soul up. The second Demon Soul, so that's the last offensive pressure. Swapxy on the half HP. Boetar on about 80%. Summi is somewhat low as well, so they have good pressure going. But Megâ seems to be fine for now.
Pyro's actually hitting this totem. He actually spent a lot of time killing it off. So I want to see how he's gonna pay off. Swapxy is gonna be the target of choice here. He's gonna get shockwaved here, so he's gonna be taking a ton of pressure here. And since he actually killed that totem, he has spectated a totem which reduces damage for him. But Pyro does a really good job by killing it off immediately when he realizes it. But look at Megâ. He's on half HP here, but he's gonna be healed a little bit back up. Gizmo stuck in a full hex here. He's in a lot of trouble. Summi doesn't have a trinket available, and he's gonna be CS. Was not on actually I think it was a lockout, so good job by Megâ, but he's still in a lot of trouble. But both are actually gonna be taking some serious pressure since Summi was stuck in that lockout here. Swapxy gonna be stuck in a little root there, clutch root here from Gizmo. Gonna deny Swapxy run around for a while here, and Gizmo's gonna be Swapxy also gonna be stuck in a full hex here. At the same time, Summi's gonna be fared off. Great coordination from Pyro and Megâ. Amazing play by them. This VLS is doing such an amazing job by coordinating their CC here. There's gonna be a quadra the art fair on Summi here, so not too much CC gonna come in here and really fast.
We saw Gizmo trinketing there. I'm not sure what he trinketed, but he did trinket because Pyro was dangerously low. We see the Demon Soul back up from Megâ, so maybe you can get some pressure going again. Soul Swaps are coming out, dots on everyone. So Boetar seems to be the target for Pyrocta. He wants to stop the pressure from the Warrior, and it seems to be going pretty well. But Megâ is actually taking a lot of damage as they say that. His Demon Soul's running out as soon as the damage is going to stop. Howl is used, but they just tremor straight away from Swapxy. A late Stormbolt. I guess it was to stop the tremor, but it didn't work. Swapxy is about half HP. Boetar is about 90%. Megâ on half HP used the gateway, you can't use it again, and Swapxy is actually dropping to half HP. Another hand coming out from the Paladin, reducing that dot damage. Shockwave on Megâ and Gizmo, so Pyrocta's all alone, but it looks like they're still going to be fine for now. Shockwave on Swapxy though, and Blood Horror on Boetar, so he's stuck in that with a full stun actually from the captain and from Gizmo. Very nice placement. Healing Tide is down for Gizmo though, so Swapxy, so it looks like they're going to be fine for now.
One thing that's going to be a huge factor here is actually Gizmo's mana. And, it looks like his mana is being a lot worse than Summi's. But look at Megâ. He's actually taking a lot of damage here, but he's going to be fine. It looks like Gizmo is pulling through each time, and he's looking to actually have a full going for a hex and Swapxy. I don't know if he landed it. Doesn't look like he used it, but Swapxy already has used his trinket to stay offensive. Recklessness is gonna be popped from Pyrocta here once again. What is gonna go on? And his target of choice is gonna be Boetar here. Boetar on 50% HP. He's taking a lot of pressure here. Summi has a ton of healing to do. Summi's gonna be charged off. Is there any more CC? There's gonna be a fair here. Is the tremor gonna come in? The tremor is gonna come in, so Summi is gonna be able to break that.
Pyrocta actually drops dead. Oh, holy shit! So much damage from Boetar and Swapxy together. That you can see the Stormblast and the Recklessness actually completely destroyed the Warrior, and they didn't expect damage.
That was just some serious burst there. I didn't realize that, and once again, that's the Warrior and enhancement burst. And we're just gonna wrap it up and go into Jason.
That was a super exciting win. First win from Q Kappas. I think that match lasted a little bit longer than any of us expected. Rest and Protein kept Boetar's health pretty low that whole entire match. Davis, do you want to talk about what we just saw there?
Well, yeah, I think it was really interesting that the Cleve won. It was quite a long game for a Cleve to play. It kind of felt quite long. So it was really interesting from that point of view. And like I said, I mean, people think warriors are tanky. That Boetar and Swapxy just proved that they can bring down a warrior really, really easily. So any target on their team can be killed off just by the connection of the cooldowns.
Wes, going down to you, you commentated it. Is that you kind of, excuse me, we kind of expected that to go a little bit faster, I think, than what actually happened. Do you want to go into a little more detail about that?
Well, I think what people are underestimating is the enhancement shaman off fields and the warrior survivability overall, because they are a cleave, definitely. Melee cleaves are not known for longevity, but with an enhancement shaman and the really strong paladin heals when he's not in CC, that is actually incredible at keeping people alive. So the thing is that Swapxy can off-heal a little bit while the Paladin is stuck in the CCs, and that gives the Paladin enough time to not need to use any cooldowns to keep Boetar alive. And I think that's what mainly made the game last a bit longer.
Riles, you commentated as obviously, they Rest and Protein kind of kept Boetar's health pretty low that whole match. Is that kind of what you were expecting them to do?
Not really, but
right.
To be honest, I would just say this was a great match from both sides. Since both sides actually played it real well. Like, Swapxy got a lot of good hexes off into Gizmo, but Gizmo and Pyro actually coordinated a lot of good stuff as well. Like, Gizmo went for a hex on Swapxy at the same time. Did Pyro go for actually a warfare into Summi? So, like, they had some cross CC, and they couldn't tremor, and they couldn't do stuff like that. So, it was a lot of nice clutch CC, good coordination. So, I mean, that's why actually they managed to, like, negate a lot of pressure here as well. But good game from both sides, and unfortunately, the cleave is just gonna burst through them.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that match. Aridin, going down to you, you were watching the whole thing as well. Is that kind of what you expected from both sides?
Honestly, I did expect the melee cleave to win. I was just surprised that they won on a kill on the warrior. I was expecting the shaman or the warlock to be a kill target, to be honest.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it kind of went pretty much the way. A long match though. It was very long.
Yeah, it was very long, and actually, this is a good question. Aridin, do you think that they will be training Boetar again in the second match?
Well, they have to stop the damage, so
right.
I guess that's kind of one of the best ways to do it is try to shut down the warrior as much as possible. So yeah, I think they're gonna keep some pressure on him.
Before we get, actually, right after this giveaway that I'm going to go to Aridin, we are going to get right into the next match. Going over to you, Aridin, to give away the first virtual BlizzCon ticket today.
All right, guys, so a little disappointed here. We only have 14 people entered to win. The question was, yeah, this is a virtual ticket, guys, but don't worry if you're just joining us. If you missed your chance, we will be giving away one more. I'll get to that in a second. But the answer to the question was, what class is our co-host Davis most known for playing? The answer was Rogue. I'm going to be rolling now. Due to some technical limitations, I won't be able to show the roll, but I am recording it. If anybody has any complaints or anything, you can get back to me later. But rolling now. And our first winner, who is following us, is Arisolo, Arisolo. Please put a message in chat if you got that.
Congratulations, by the way.
Woo, he says he won. All right, congrats, Arisolo. I'll be copy pasting his name in the chat here, and stay tuned. I believe we're going to be giving away the keys after all the matches have ended. So,
actually, Aridin, do you want to start the next giveaway right now? The next question?
Sure, guys. To enter to win the next one, this is our second and final virtual ticket key. If you guys want to enter to win, answer this question in chat. How many teams qualified and are going to be competing at BlizzCon? It's a number answer, and yeah, so just enter the number and you will be entered to win. You must be following us though to win the prize. So get those answers in. How many teams qualified and are going to be competing at BlizzCon?
Excellent, and congratulations to the last winner. I believe we are going into the second match right now. So I'm going to head over to Wes and Riles now.
No. Raz is not here. Just go back. Tell him.
Oh, actually, we had a little bit of confusion here. Riles unfortunately kind of disconnected. I think he's on his way back right now. So it'll just be a second here, and then we will be going directly into it. Actually, well, you know what? Since we're waiting for Riles to reconnect, I think we left off talking with Wes about rest and protein as a whole. So why don't we go about let's talk about kind of the strengths and weaknesses of Arms Warrior, Restoration Shaman, and Affliction Warlock. Wes.
Can you rephrase? I'm like.
I know. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Checking for us. So.
Yeah. No, I just asked. Strengths and weaknesses for Rest and Protein, Arms Warrior, Restoration Shaman, Affliction Warlock. That comp. What do you think?
Well, their strength is longer games because the Warlock has these dots, and the Warrior has really strong dots as well from the Bleed, so they have this as the game's going longer, the dots will start eating more and more of the enemy healer's mana, but they also have a really good starting pressure if the Warrior connects right away on the right target. So they have this early pressure, and then they have this late game pressure, but they don't have mid game pressure, if you want to call it that. So that's kind of the strength of the WLS comp.
Excellent. I think we actually... Riles, are you back now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, excellent. So we are actually going to go to the second match and see if Q Kappas can repeat the first win. Over to you, Wes and Riles.
Wait. I'm not online.
All right. So we will.
Happens.
It will be taking a little bit longer, guys. It will just be like 20 seconds, maybe something like that.
Yeah. The loading screen is on. Very end. We can queue up. Yes, I am.
Alright, guys, second game coming up right here. Swapxy, Boetar, Summi against Pyrocta, Megâ, Gizmo, WLS against the Turbo Cleave. Let's see what the first game went to Swapsy's team with his melee cleave. Let's see if the WLS can turn it around in the second game. Countdown has gone. And we see Boetar leaping in. He gets charged gateway. Comes off this time. They didn't have a gateway last game. That's an important thing to note. Boetar gets rooted behind the pillar though. Pyrocta coming back. Stun on him. They're going to go hard on him. Big pressure. Demon Soul DOS coming out already. Boetar dropping to half HP right away. Summi needs to sprint in there. The Windwalk token has been popped from Swapxy to give the freedom. Boetar uses Spell Reflect and Master Reflect as well. They're swapping it over to Summi. Shockwave. He triggers right away. His shield wall is up. He seems like he's popping the Guardian. And his Divine Favor is used as well. He seems like he might have to bubble so much damage. The peel's coming out to Stormbolt on Pyrocta, and the counter pressure, he shield walls, and he has to go back. Summi will be alright. It looks like he can heal himself up here. Yeah, they're swapping it into Swapxy with while the shield wall for Pyrocta is running out. The Recklessness for Boetar's coming up though. Shockwave onto Megâ. So much damage, he's going to have to pop his healing cordons. Maybe not. He doesn't seem to be using it. And the Recklessness from Boetar is going to be ending soon. Wings from Summi are going to end, and it looks like everyone is going to be okay for now.
Yeah, and I think Pyrocta actually had to use his shield wall there, so that's a good, big note to remember. So his shield wall is gonna be gone, Pyro's. So we're just gonna see like what Boetar and them are actually gonna be able to do here. Boetar and Swapxy gonna get both Shockwave and Capacitator stunned right off. There's some good CC here, right here, but maybe it's not gonna last forever. Summi's gonna take a lot of pressure. He's a Death Cold here. He's gonna have to bobble here. He dropped down to 80k HP. Such amazing pressure here coming from Pyro and Megâ. This team is doing incredible job, but Summi's not out of the hood yet. He's behind a pillar, so actually he is gonna be able to heal himself back up, and he's gonna be fine for now. Gizmo gonna get stuck in a full hex here, so gonna see what they're gonna be able to do with this. Pyro is gonna be target of choice here. He's dropping down to 50% HP. Looks like Gizmo is gonna be able to pick him off since he's gonna come out of that hex right now.
Summi actually gets howled there. That's actually really, really trouble. Pyrocta is low, but Swapxy and Boetar are both low as well. So everyone is dropping lower. Summi now have fear. Just pressure seems to be on Boetar, but there's so much damage on Pyrocta as well. He's so low, he might have to go. He might have to use his health shard. Full shockwave doesn't have a trinket here. This could be so much trouble. Gizmo is completely owned, worth noting. So, but there's so much pressure on Boetar as well. So much counter pressure coming out. He used both Master Reflect and Spell Reflect. Master Reflect did not get the spell. They're swapping it over onto Summi again. The Warrior Heroic Leaves and charges, but Boetar's actually right on top there, stopping it straight away. Fear on Boetar though, and he's breaking it late. Coil on Summi. He has a string back. Everyone is so low on Boetar's team, and Pyrocta is low as well. But he seems to be wanting to keep that pressure up. Demon Soul is out. Spirit Link. They're going to be able to go offensive. Shockwave on Swapxy and Boetar. Summi is still low. They're swapping it over onto Summi. Warrior hitting him really hard. Sprints away. He seems like he will be okay, but the rest of his team is so low. Will we be able to top them off? Swapxy is actually the target for now. He gets top though, so maybe they have to swap it onto Boetar.
Looks like Boetar's in a lot of trouble here. So 100k HP, he's gonna go down here. There's gonna be a CC'd stun from the Warrior here into Summi here. He's gonna blink blankets, yes, right off that. Summi's actually in trouble here. He's on 80k HP. He's gonna get some off-fields here from Swapxy. I mean, are they gonna be able to survive it? That would be crazy. Summi's on 30k HP. He's gonna go down here. He's on 20k HP. And he's gonna die. And he's gonna be tied up 1-1.
Definitely, that was actually really, really close. Like, so much pressure on both sides. Such an exciting game. Can't wait to see what Jason and David have to say about it.
I got to be honest here, guys. I think that was my favorite matchup of Friday Night Face-Off so far. They had Summi's health. They were training him pretty hardcore that entire first match. Davis, going over to you. Let's talk about what we saw there.
I mean, yeah, that was just a perfect example of what WS can do. They just rot your whole team, and then eventually you can't deal with it.
Right.
And you know, there's some really good play there, trying to, you know, from Swapxy, who's trying to support and get his heals off and things like that. But you know, it's just not enough for that, from that spread pressure that the WLS can put up.
Going down to Wes, you obviously commentated the game. You know, Rest and Protein was putting a ton of pressure on Summi during the second match, pretty much basically the whole entire time. Is that kind of what you were expecting to see?
It was actually, there was a much better game from Rest in Protein because they had so much better pressure all game. Because as you saw, in the start there wasn't too much pressure. It was most of the pressure was on Pyrocta's team actually. But later on they had all the dots on everyone, and they kept swapping to the Paladin. So Paladin couldn't top Swapxy and Boetar. So he just had to keep himself alive, and that allowed the dots to actually rot Boetar and Swapxy all the time, and it creates a lot more pressure for the WLS.
You know, like I said, right when we back into us right after the first or after the match, that was probably the most exciting arena tournament from Friday Night Face-Off that I've seen so far. Riles, going over to you, like we were talking about before, they really put a ton of pressure on Summi that whole entire match. Is that kind of what you expected to see?
I mean, that's like what I see from top Warlock. Like, this is what I would want to see from Azzel, Blockstack, players like that. So this was definitely a really, really good play from both the Warlock and Pyro, because once again, like, Pyro's doing a lot of great control. Like, they're coordinating, like, he's doing his... he's tossing his stun into Summi as well, and they're following it with the blank CS, they're following it with the fair. When the tremor comes in, they follow it with the D-Art fair. Like, to get all this stuff going in coordinated versus a team like Boetar, Summi, Swapxy, it's hard, because they're high caliber team, and it's also hard even for the Warlock to get fairs off, like, because he's actually being, like, he's in a lot of trouble, you know? He is not in a best position to be able to get so much CC off as well. So, I mean, great job by him. I mean, nothing else to say there. Really great job by them, and that's kind of what you gotta say. Like, if the VLS is really, really good, they might be able to pull off some games, and that's what we see here. I mean, we saw that last week as well, and we see it right now. It definitely proves that Rest in Protein is definitely a really, really good team right now.
I'll tell you what, I am super excited to see this last match. Going to Aridin, you know, let's talk about what happened in that last performance.
Well, basically, WLS did what they came to do, and they kept the control, they kept the burst of the melee cleave under control, and they just got them dots out and pressured the other team, and were able to pull out a win from it. It was really good play from both teams, though. I'm actually happy to see the WLS do their job there, and actually bring this to, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is our first ever 3-match Friday Night Face-Off.
There was one before, I believe.
One before? Okay.
Yeah.
But
before we get back to the third and final match, Aridin, since we're talking to you right now anyways, do you want to re-announce the question to see who is going to win the last virtual BlizzCon ticket, please?
yeah, all right, guys. So we got one more virtual ticket to give away. Since we got one more match, we're gonna hold off and give you guys even more chance to enter to win. It is a virtual ticket. So what I need to know from you is how many teams qualified and are going to be competing at BlizzCon. Put your answer in the chat. It'll enter you to win. You must be following PvP Live right here on Twitch to win.
Okay, I believe we are going into the third and final match right now between Q Kappas and Rest in Protein. Over to you, Riles and Wes.
Yeah, and I'm just pumped to get into the game. Like, I don't want the countdown. I just want to get in the game right now. You know, such an amazing best of 3 here, and I would want the best of 10 and one best of 5, anything like that, to just see more games between these teams, since this is just so close and so good. Both are just gonna leap in, try to deny that gateway. He's gonna be able to get it anyway. Good job by him. Fair is gonna come off from Boetar into Gizmo and Megâ. It's gonna be trembled off immediately, so Tremor is gonna be off cooldown now, so we might see something else coming in. Full Hex into Gizmo immediately. A lot of pressure coming in actually from Megâ. He's the one doing the most of the pressure here. And Boetar is actually using his last stab here. And the mass spell effect is also coming out here. Summi taking a lot of pressure here. Megâ is going to be the target of choice here. And Boetar dropping 200k HP. He might just drop here immediately. He's going to catch some big heals here from Summi. Swapxy was also stuck in a Hex here. He's going to try to turn some pressure around here now, since the Demon Soul dots are about to tick off. And Summi's going to be also, like, this chases him. Summi's unbelievable. Boetar, oh my god, there's so much pressure coming into Megâ, and he was almost about to get blasted away.
Yeah, it actually was a really good counter pressure. They knew they had to do it because Summi was in so much trouble. That was the last Storm Blast from Swapxy, by the way. There won't be any more damage from that Ascendance. The entire team from Summi is actually on half HP. There's Rotting. They seem to be in a lot of trouble. He's used the wings, but he might have to bubble here. The shield wall from Boetar. Swapxy is dropping lows all in a half here. He actually tremors himself, so that's maybe the wrong choice. Summi actually so low, he gets stunned, and he drops in that. He gets executed, and he didn't. He still had his bubble, but he got stunned and he died with the execute, and that's actually going to spell a 2-1 for Rest in Protein.
And that's going to be it. I mean, it's going to be 2-1 for Rest in Protein, and I got to hand it down to them. I mean, this is a hard cleave comp. This is good players. Like, 2 of these guys are going to BlizzCon, so, and they also participated in a lot of other tournaments, so good job for Pyro, Megâ, and Gizmo for actually being able to pull this off. Just got to give it to Jason and talk about this match, because he has a lot to say.
That was some huge pressure on both Boetar and Summi, that whole third match by Rest in Protein. Again, I mean, this is my favorite Friday Night Face-Off we have ever done. We have 2 amazing teams. Congratulations to both of you guys, but to Rest in Protein, that was amazing. Going to Davis here, I mean, what is that kind of exactly what you expected to see again? Like I said, they had some huge pressure on both the Warrior and the Paladin on Q Kappas.
I mean, yeah, I mean, last week I favored the WLS over the Cleave, and everyone else thought the Cleave was going to win. And this week I still wanted the WLS to win, and they still pull it out. So these guys are proving to be kind of, you know, they're the king of the hills as far as PvP Live Friday Night Face-Off goes at the moment. They're taking all the Cleaves to town. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anyone who wants to challenge them or someone else and get on here and prove that they can take down this really strong WLS.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's going to be interesting to see if Rest in Protein is going to continue this win in the coming weeks, if they agree to come on Friday Night Face-Off again. Going over to you, Wes, let's talk about your thoughts and the strategies that came from both teams during that third match.
It was actually a really much more fast-paced match actually there, because the map is a lot smaller, so there's less room to run away, so to speak. And we saw Boetar leaping in there to stop the gateway, but then he got charged straight away. And Pyrocta actually used his fear right there to stop to help his warlord get the gateway. And actually, that was what he needed, because the warrior charged like 1 second afterwards, and he still got the gateway. So that fear actually made it. That was a really clutch play. And later on, the warrior did not have his Zerker Rage anymore, and then he got howled by the warrior and had to trinket. And that trinket actually is what forced so much pressure, because he couldn't trigger the stuns anymore. So he could only sit them, get so much pressure on him, and then he had to shoot all late, and it's really forced much more pressure on his Paladin. And overall, it was a lot more clutch plays that game from WLS, I think.
Again, Rest in Protein pulls off the 2-1 win against Q Kappas. Going over to Riles, let's talk about your thoughts on that last match.
Yeah, I think actually the first and second match were really, really clean from both sides. The third one, I think Rest in Protein just kind of just rushed in. They were like, because since they actually won the first one, but it was a close first one, then they'll lose the second one with actually like literally just Rest in Protein playing amazingly. And then the third one, I feel like they were just like, hey, let's just blow him up, you know? And because I didn't really see, like, for example, on the first match, I saw like Summi landing a Hodge immediately into Pyro. They managed to get a lot across the sea, like a Hodge on the Pyro, a Hex into Gizmo, and they were on like the Warlock, like some stuff like that. And at the end, they were just running on him. Like, I feel like maybe they were a little bit desperate. I'm not too sure, but still, also the peeling, as Scoot said, was really unbelievably good, and also a lot of coordinated CC from Rest in Protein. Definitely, you can see like that's what you get from practice. Only practice gives you that kind of coordination. So gotta hand it down to Rest in Protein to actually manage to handle and win this Cleave comp.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially, winning against a team that's competing in BlizzCon, that's something to say. Obviously, it's not the whole team, I should say, and not the comp that they're going to be playing. But going to Eridan, we saw huge pressure on both Boetar and Summi, that whole third match by Rest in Protein. Is that kind of what you expected to see, Danny?
To be honest, I really didn't know what to expect going into the third one. I mean, obviously, Q Kappas has the ability to kind of blow up whoever they want to with cooldowns. A little bit across CC, but I'm totally happy to see the WLS win. As a Warlock player who enjoys playing that comp, I think it's a strong comp, and they definitely did their job with creating the pressure. The Warlock getting the dots out, and the Warrior doing his job and kind of peeling, and yeah, I thought it was a great match, a great series really, and WLS comes out on top.
Yeah, like I said before, that was this has been my favorite Friday Night Face-Off so far, and I'm sure there's going to be many more to come. But as of now, this was my favorite. Just want to remind everyone, please go to pvp-live.com, bookmark the site, follow us here on Twitch, and follow all of us on Twitter. Come on, guys, seriously. I have like 55 followers on Twitch, or on Twitter. You can't help me out here. @McCawTV. Boom. Go. Thanks. Anyways, going to Eridan, I think we're going to give away this last final ticket right now. Over to you, Danny.
All right, guys, this is it. This is the last virtual ticket we have for BlizzCon, which is coming up next week, the 8th and the 9th. Before I roll, I just want to say, give your support to these teams that have played. It was an amazing match, an amazing series. So follow them on Twitter, their Twitch, everything you can to help them out, and a big thank you to them. So getting over to this roll, our last winner, Ari Solo, congrats to you. Going to be rolling again. Like I said before, due to some technical limitations with the stream, I cannot show the roll, but I can give you my word that it is legit. We have 39 people entered to win. The question was, how many teams qualified and are going to be competing at BlizzCon? The answer is 8, and here goes the roll. Oh, and the winner is Mesar, but I'm sorry, you're not following PvP Live. I'm going to have to roll again.
Oh, that's a sore one, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry. Venger Wow. Venger Wow, congrats. You are following PvP Live here on Twitch, and you win. Are you in chat, buddy? Just waiting for a reply from Venger Wow.
Venger Wow, are you there?
Yo, he says, there he is. Congrats to you, Venger Wow and Ari Solo. You guys are the winners. Stick around. We're going to send you private messages with the instructions to redeem your virtual ticket. Congrats, guys.
Excellent. Congratulations. I also want to let everyone know that I just got word that we're going to have an interview with the winning team, Rest in Protein, on our website, I believe, within the next couple of days. So make sure to check that out. Something else I want to bring up, that me and Eridan will be attending BlizzCon this year. Super, super excited. We're going to be shooting a short documentary and be doing live updates both days, Friday and Saturday. This is my first BlizzCon, and actually my first time to California, and I absolutely cannot wait. Super excited. Again, please go to pvp-live.com, bookmark that site, follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, and thank you. Now, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all we have for today. I just want to do last-minute shout-outs, starting with Davis.
I don't have any shout-outs at the moment. Are we not getting an interview with the winning team?
No, we're going to do it on the website, actually, in the next couple days.
All right, okay. Well, last shout-outs. Shout out to everyone that's involved. Riles and Wessel for commentating. Danny for being here and helping out. Tobias and Vishaz for helping out run this tournament. And thank you, everyone, for having me here on your Friday Night Face-Off. I hope I was a welcome addition.
Davis, I'm going to call you out here in a minute. Your own friend is directing this whole show behind the scenes, Nico, and you can't give him a shout-out?
You know what? He deserves one, doesn't he?
Come on. Nico,
shout
buddy.
out to my friend Nico.
Yeah. Nico, you did an awesome job today. Thank you so much. You did an amazing job directing, and I hope we can have you back again. Going down to Wes, any last-minute shout-outs?
I want to just shout out Riles because I love commentating together with him. I feel like a good team, and it's a lot of fun. And I hope we can do a lot more like this. Like the entire PvP Live team is actually a lot of fun to work with. So yeah, that's my shout out. No in-games. Sorry guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, Wes. Going over to Riles, any last-minute shout-outs before we end this?
I got a throwback one at Wessel. Shout out to you. Amazing guy. I love commentating with you. And also, you're a little bit cute, a little flirt there. And also a little shout-out for the teams who participated. Thanks a lot for coming in for Cute Kappas and Resin Protein. I really hope we can see you guys more in the future. And really, thanks for the crew here. Also, thanks for PP Live literally having me commentate. Really happy about that. Fills him out a little weekends, a little small thing to be excited about. So
forever alone, Ryle.
Yeah, definitely. I would be sitting home alone, eating Torilla chips or something like that, watching some TV. So yeah, you're definitely helping me out. I'm done.
Before we get to Aridin, I just want to point out, we put a lot of time into starting these tournaments, and we're still getting everything worked out, technical difficulties aside. But we will have everything ready, and these tournaments, I promise you, within the next couple months, will be getting very large. Aridin, any last-minute shout-outs?
Shout out to both teams for playing, for coming, putting on a good show for us. Shout out to everybody that was a part of making this production happen. Shout out to all the viewers, and a big one to Blizzard for giving us the virtual ticket keys to give away. And once again, congrats to Ari Solo and Venger Wow for winning those. Congrats, guys.
Yeah, thank you to both teams. I'm going to give a shout-out, actually, to Bluckstack, appearing to be my #1 fan right now. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you at BlizzCon. And thank you, Blizzard. Thanks for the virtual ticket giveaways. And until next time. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? Wait, hold on a second. Guys, you have to tune in to our podcast this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a huge one. It's a BlizzCon extravaganza. We have a ton of guests. It's going to be a really fun show. 4 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. CET, I think. So remember to tune into that right here on Twitch. Again, thank you, everyone, for watching, and thank you so much to both teams. Have an excellent night.